Choose the correct answer of the given alternatives. Question number 1. Which of the following best describes an element? It is A substance made up of two or more types of atoms. B. A pure substance that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. C. A compound of elements joined in a fixed proportions. D. A group of atoms bonded together. The answer will be a pure substance that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. Because an element is a pure substance consisting of only one type of atom and cannot be decomposed by chemical reactions. Question number 2. Which symbol correctly represents the element iron? A. Ir, B. Fe, C. I, D. Fr. The answer is Fe. The symbol Fe represents iron, derived from its Latin name ferrum. Question number 3. What does the formula H2O represent? A. 1 molecule of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. B. 2 molecules of water. C. A compound of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. D. 1 atom of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen. The answer is a compound of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. The formula H2O indicates that water is composed of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Question number 4. Which of the following illustrates the law of conservation of mass? A. Whenever water evaporates, it disappears. B. Burning wood produces ashes which weighs less than the original wood. C. In a chemical reaction, the mass of the reactants equals the mass of the products. D. Dissolving salt in water decreases the total mass. The answer is, in a chemical reaction, the mass of the reactants equals the mass of the products. The law of conservation of mass states that in a closed system, mass remains constant during a chemical reaction. Question number 5. What is the ratio of sodium to chlorine atoms in a compound sodium chloride? A. 1 to 1. B. 2 to 1. 3. 1 to 2. D. 2 to 2. The answer is 1 to 1. Sodium chloride consists of 1 sodium atom and 1 chlorine atom, giving a 1 to 1 ratio. Question number 6. Which of the following is true? A. All compounds are made up of only one type of element. B. The formula CO2 represents a compound containing 1 oxygen atom and 2 carbon atoms. C. The symbol Au represents the element gold. D. A molecule of water contains twice as many oxygen atoms as hydrogen atoms. The answer is, the symbol Au represents the element gold. Question number 7. Which of the following best differentiates an element from a compound? A. An element consists of two or more types of atoms, while a compound consists of only one type. B. An element is represented by a formula, while a compound is represented by a symbol. C. An element is a pure substance that cannot be broken down by chemical means, while a compound can be. D. Both elements and compounds can be broken down by chemical reactions. The answer will be an element is a pure substance that cannot be broken down by chemical means, while a compound can be. Elements are pure substances that cannot be decomposed, whereas compounds are made of two or more elements and can be broken down chemically. Question number 8. What is the correct symbol for the element magnesium? A. Mg, B. Mn, C. M, D. Mc. The answer will be Mg. Mg is the symbol for magnesium based on its name. Question number 9. What is the correct name for the compound with the formula CO2? A. Carbon monoxide, B. Carbon oxide, C. Carbon dioxide, D. Dicarbon oxide. The answer will be carbon dioxide. CO2 is named carbon dioxide because it contains one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Question number 10. Which of the following statements about chemical symbols and formulas is correct? A. Chemical symbols are used only for compounds, while formulas represent elements. B. Both symbols and formulas provide information about the composition of elements and compounds. C. Symbols and formulas only indicate the elements, not the ratios of atoms in a compound. D. Formulas use words, while symbols use letters. The answer will be both symbols and formulas provide information about the composition of elements and compounds. Because chemical symbols and formulas provide information about elements and compounds, including their atomic composition and ratios. Question number 11. When writing balanced chemical equations, which law must be applied to ensure accuracy? A. The law of conservation of energy. B. The law of conservation of mass. C. Law of proportions. D. Law of reaction kinetics. The answer will be the law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass states that mass is conserved in chemical reactions, so balanced equations must show masses on both sides. Question number 12. Which statement best describes the difference between an element and a compound? A. Elements are made up of multiple types of atoms, while compounds contain only one type of atom. B. Compounds can be broken down into simpler substances, while elements cannot. C. Both elements and compounds are represented by chemical formulas. D. Compounds exist in nature, while elements do not. The answer is compounds can be broken down into simpler substances, while elements cannot. Elements consist of only one type of atom and cannot be broken down chemically, whereas compounds are made of two or more elements that can be separated by chemical means. Question number 13. Which of the following is an example of an element? A. H2O, B. CO2, C. O2, D. NaCl. The answer is O2. O2 represents the element oxygen, while the other options are compounds containing two or more elements. Question number 14. What information does the chemical formula of a compound provide? A. The elements present in the compound only. B. Only the number of each atom in the compound. C. The elements present and the ratio of atoms in the compound. D. The shape and structure of the compound. The answer will be the elements present and the ratio of atoms in the compound. A chemical formula indicates both the elements present and their ratios in a compound. Example, in H2O shows 2 hydrogen atoms for each oxygen atoms. Question number 15. Which symbol correctly represents an element? A. H2O, B. CO2, C. Fe, D. NaCl. The answer will be Fe. Fe is the symbol for the element iron, while H2O, CO2 and NaCl are compounds. Question number 16. Which statement is true about compounds but not about elements? A. Compounds consists of two or more elements chemically bonded together. B. Compounds are represented by chemical symbols. C. Compounds are made up of one type of atom. D. Compounds cannot be broken down into simpler substances. The answer will be compounds consist of two or more elements chemically together. Question number 17. Which symbol represents the element oxygen? A. O2, B. O, C. OX, D. O3. The answer is O, because the symbol O represents the element oxygen. O2 and O3 represent molecular forms, that is diatomic and ozone respectively. Question number 18. What is the correct symbol for the element potassium? A, P, B, Pt, C, K, D, Po. The answer is K. K is the symbol for potassium, derived from the Latin name kalium. Question number 19. Which symbol represents the element sodium? A, S, B, Na, C, So, D, Sa. The answer will be Na. Na is the symbol for sodium, derived from its Latin name natrium. Question number 20. What is the correct formula for the compound carbon dioxide? A, C, B, CO, C, CO2, D, C2O. The answer is CO2. CO2 is the correct formula for carbon dioxide, indicating one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Question number 21. Which of the following is the correct name for the compound with the formula H2O? A, hydrogen oxide, B, dihydrogen monoxide, C, hydroxide, D, hydrogen dioxide. The answer will be dihydrogen monoxide. H2O is commonly known as water but can also be called dihydrogen monoxide, indicating two hydrogen atoms and one. Question number 22. What is the correct formula for the compound carbon monoxide? A, CO, B, CO2, C, C2O, D, CH4. The answer will be CO. Carbon monoxide consists of one carbon atom and one oxygen atom, represented by the formula CO. Question number 23. Which of the following is the correct name for the compound with the formula CO2? A, carbon oxide, B, carbon dioxide, C, carbonic acid, D, carbon monoxide. The answer will be carbon dioxide. CO2 is named carbon dioxide because it contains one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Question number 24. Which formula represents the compound sodium chloride? A, Na2Cl, B, NaCl2, C, NaCl, D, SCl. The answer will be NaCl. NaCl is the formula for sodium chloride, commonly known as table salt. Question number 25. What is the correct formula for sulfuric acid? A. H2S. B. H2SO4. C. SO4. D. HSO3. The answer is H2SO4. H2SO4 is the formula for sulfuric acid, containing 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom, and 4 oxygen atoms. Question number 26. Which of the following statements best describes the purpose of using symbols and chemical formulas in chemistry? A. They only show the color and physical state of substance. B. They provide a shorthand way to represent elements and compounds. C. They replace the need for names in describing substances. D. They only indicate the type of chemical bond represent. D. They only indicate the type of chemical bonds present. The answer will be, they provide a shorthand way to represent elements and compounds. Symbols and formulas offer a concise way to represent the elements in the substance and the proportions of each element in a compound. Question number 27. What information does the formula H2O convey about water? A. It contains 1 oxygen and 2 hydrogen atoms. B. It is a metal. C. It contains 1 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. D. It is a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. The answer will be, it contains 1 oxygen and 2 hydrogen atoms. The formula H2O indicates that water is composed of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Question number 28. If a formula is written as Na2CO3, what does it communicate? A. It is a single atom of sodium. B. It is an element with 3 different atoms. C. It contains sodium, carbon, and oxygen in a specific ratio. D. It contains 2 types of oxygen atoms. The answer will be, it contains sodium, carbon, and oxygen in a specific ratio. Na2CO3 or sodium carbonate indicates that the compound has 2 sodium atoms, 1 carbon atom, and 3 oxygen atoms in a fixed ratio, and it is called sodium carbonate. Question number 29. Which symbol represents a molecule of nitrogen? A. Na. B. N. C. N2. D. NO. The answer is N2. N2 represents a molecule of nitrogen, as nitrogen naturally exists as a diatomic molecule. Question number 30. According to the law of conservation of mass, what must be true in a balanced chemical equation? A. The total mass of the reactants must equal the total mass of the products. B. The total volume of the reactants must equal the total volume of the products. C. The number of molecules on each side of the equation must be equal. D. The reaction must produce the same compound as the reactants. The answer will be the total mass of the reactants must equal the total mass of the products. The law of conservation of mass states that the total mass of reactants must equal the total mass of the products, as mass cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Question number 31. Which of the following represents a correctly balanced equation? A. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. B. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. C. H2 plus 2O2 gives H2O2. D. 2H2 plus 2O2 gives 2H2O2. The answer is 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Option B correctly balances the equation for the formation of water. Molecules of hydrogen or H2 reacts with one molecule of O2 to form two molecules of H2O, conserving both hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Question number 32. Which is a true statement about a balanced chemical equation? A. It is equal numbers. A. Question number 32. Which is a true statement about a balanced chemical equation? A. It has equal number of each type of atoms on both sides. B. It has equal numbers of molecules on both sides. C. It must have the same physical state of reactants and products. D. It is only possible to balance equations by adding coefficients to products. The answer will be it has equal numbers of each type of atom on both sides. A balanced chemical equation has the same number of each type of atom on both sides, conserving mass and meeting the requirements of the law of conservation of mass. Question number 33. In the equation 2Na plus Cl2 gives 2NaCl, how many atoms of sodium are present on each side of the equation? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. The answer will be 2. There are 2 sodium atoms on each side of the equation, maintaining balance according to the law of conservation of mass. Question number 34. Why are coefficients used in balancing chemical equations? A. To change the chemical identities of the substances. B. To balance the number of atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. C. To add new elements to the equation. D. To ensure that all reactants are used up completely. The answer will be to balance the number of atoms on each element on sides of the equation. Coefficients are used to balance the number of atoms for each element on both sides of a chemical equation without changing the substance involved. Question number 35. What does the formula C2H6 indicate about the compound? A. It contains 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. B. It contains 6 carbon atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms. C. It is made of only 2 elements, carbon and hydrogen. D. Both A and C are answers. The answer is both A and C can be answers, because the formula C2H6 indicates the presence of 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms, making the correct answer both A and C. Question number 36. In the formula H2SO4, what is the ratio of hydrogen to sulfur to oxygen atoms? A. 1:1:2, B. 2:1:4, C. 1:2:4, D. 2:4:1. The answer is 2:1:4. H2SO4 has 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom, and 4 oxygen atoms, giving ratio of 2:1:4. Question number 37. Which element is present in the highest quantity in the formula CH4? A. Carbon, B. Hydrogen, C. Both are equal, D. Cannot be determined. The answer will be hydrogen. In CH4, there are 4 hydrogen atoms for every 1 carbon atom, making hydrogen the most abundant element in the formula. Question number 38. The formula CaCO3 represents which element in a compound? A. Calcium, carbon and nitrogen. B. Calcium, carbon and oxygen. C. Calcium and carbon only. D. Carbon and oxygen only. The answer is calcium, carbon and oxygen. CaO3, calcium carbonate, includes calcium, carbon and oxygen. Question number 39. If a compound has the formula Al2O3, what is the ratio of aluminum to oxygen atoms? A. 1:1, B. 2:3, C. 3:2, D. 1:3. The answer will be 2:3. Al2O3 contains 2 aluminum atoms and 3 oxygen atoms. The ratio is 2:3. Question number 40. Which of the following is a balanced chemical equation? A. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. B. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. C. 2Na plus Cl2 gives 2NaCl. D. All of the above. The answer will be all of the above. Question number 41. Which of the following is a balanced chemical equation? A. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. B. N2 plus H2 gives NH3. C. Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl. D. 4Al plus 3O2 gives 2Al2O3. The answer will be 4Al plus 3O2 gives 2Al2O3. Say true or false for the following questions. Question number 42. The law of conservation of mass states that in a closed system, the mass of the reactants must equal the mass of the products in a chemical reaction. The answer is true. This law asserts that mass is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction, so total mass remains constant. Question number 43. In chemical formulas, the subscript number indicates the amount of each element present in a compound. The answer is true, because subscripts show the ratio of each element's atoms in a compound, as in H2O, where the 2 indicates 2 hydrogen atoms. Question number 44. All compounds are made up of 2 or more different elements. The answer is true, because compounds are defined as substances formed by chemical bonding between 2 or more different elements. Question number 45. Compounds can have a fixed ratio of elements, while elements consist of only one type of atom. The answer is true, because compounds contain a fixed ratio of atoms of different elements, while elements have only one type of atom. Question number 46. The compound NaCl is commonly known as table salt. The answer is true. NaCl, or sodium chloride, is the chemical formula for table salt. Question number 47. The formula NaHCO3 represents sodium bicarbonate. The answer is true. NaHCO3 is the formula for sodium bicarbonate, commonly known as baking soda. Question number 48. The name for the compound with the formula CaCO3 is calcium carbonate. The answer is true, because CaCO3 is the formula for calcium carbonate found in limestone and chalk. Question number 49. The compound with the formula C6H12O6 is known as methane. The answer is false, because C6H12O6 is the formula for glucose, a type of sugar, not methane, which is CH4. Question number 50. The law of conservation of mass states that mass can be created or destroyed during a chemical reaction. The answer is false, because the law states that mass cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. It must be conserved. Question number 51. In a balanced chemical equation, the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides. The answer is true, because a balanced equation has equal numbers of each type of atom on both sides to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Question number 52. The equation H2 plus O2 gives H2O is balanced because it has an equal number of molecules on both sides. The answer is false, because the equation is unbalanced in terms of atoms, as it does not conserve the number of oxygen atoms. Therefore, it should be 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O. Question number 53. In a balanced chemical equation, the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides. The answer is true, because a balanced equation has equal numbers of each type of atoms on both sides to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Question number 54. It's possible to balance a chemical equation by changing the subscripts of the molecules involved. The answer is false, because changing subscripts would change the chemical identity of the substances. Balancing is done by adjusting coefficients. Question number 55. A balanced chemical equation demonstrates the conservation of both mass and energy. The answer is true, because while the equation directly shows conservation of mass, it also indirectly reflects energy conservation, as energy changes in the system but it is not lost. Question number 56. The equation H2 plus O2 to produce H2O is balanced because it has an equal number of molecules on both sides. The answer is false, because the equation is unbalanced in terms of atoms, as it does not conserve the number of oxygen atoms. So the equation should be 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Question number 57. The formula H2O represents a 2:1 ratio of hydrogen to oxygen atoms. The answer is true, because H2O has 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, indicating a 2:1 ratio. Question number 58. In the formula C6H12O6, the ratio of carbon to hydrogen to oxygen atom is 1:1. The answer is true, because each glucose molecule, which is C6H12O6, has a 1:1 atomic ratio of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. This is all for Chapter 3 of General Science for Grade 7. See you in Unit 4 next. If you have any question or comment, you are welcome. Thank you very much.